see before you is a product of enlightened conscience that you see.
Tarot and Astrology stars. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, and this video here is for Leo. Leo, it is time for your end of the year reading. So this is to cover the rest of November, but it's also to cover the rest of December as well. Let me go ahead and readjust this so I can get it at a better angle. All right, so Leo, this is your reading for the second half, or what's left over of November and the rest of December. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Now, because I am in the process of making music and releasing it, what you guys were hearing is one of the songs that I'm working on. It's gonna be the intro song to these videos, not just the live, but I'm also going to be inserting it into any other videos that I record that are not live. But at the same time, what I'm looking towards is getting software of some kind, or maybe even in some way, shape, or form, finding a producer or somebody who works with music, you know, that can run things in real time. So I want to make this this channel fun too. You know, I want to make it one of those channels that people want to gravitate towards too, and I also want to make a few changes as well. I mean, I've been making changes, obviously. Ooh, excuse me. I've been making changes, as you guys have seen lately. So, yeah, I'll be making those changes and letting you guys know what those changes are. One of those changes is going live with random people. So, as I do this and I bring somebody along, I will have discussions and things like that. It's probably going to be a part of another channel, but if it has anything to do with tarot, then it would be here on this channel. So let's see. All right, the Pook in the reverse in the thought space. Some of you guys had situations where you felt like I want to see, like, you're seeing the good and the bad, right? Some of you guys might be seeing the bad in the good. Some of you guys are seeing the good in the bad. And I feel like there's a very, very small community of you guys. I'm not exactly sure. 12 comes to mind. So maybe 12,000, 12 million, something like that. 1,200, who knows? But regardless, there's a lot of you that are viewing things as like neither positive or negative. You guys are just stuck in the middle. What I'm getting is some of you guys are in sync. So whatever this charismatic energy is that I'm receiving from you guys, it's a very, very powerful energy. So let's see what's going on with the rest of these cards, because that's what I feel this reading is about. Maybe there's a block to that, so we'll go ahead and see what source has to reveal to us. Let's go ahead and see. All right, so fairies of the future. All right, in the reverse. Okay. See, the fairies of the future, card number 33, is a card that's attached to knowing, or to knowingness. It's a card that I feel is attached to a lot of the creative energy that goes into our daily lives, but it's more so the energy that's connected to source twice over, and that's the energy that is describing us. Actually, when you add 3 and 3, it comes out to 6. So you got 2 6s. 3 3 equals 6. 6 plus 0, or 6 minus 0, however you want to look at it. That's also 6 as well. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if another card came out that was also 6, but let's see. If it's 2 6s, which also equal 12, then we will probably be seeing maybe a 0 card, maybe a 3, maybe a 9, because this seems to happen upon the route or the substance towards something physical. So I mean, or this could just generally be pointing towards the physical. Let's go ahead and see what we find. 12. Oh man, you can't get you cannot make this stuff up, right? So the singer of the chalice, 12, joy, contentment. This is actually what you're supposed to be feeling on the inside. Now, I can't remember whether this card came out in the reverse or in the upright. Regardless, though, doesn't matter. With any of the singers, the energy is neither positive or negative. Actually, it's abundance oriented. So we'll put this over here in the physical space. So, okay, so I feel like a lot of you had this type of energy. Maybe there was a collection of energy that was around you that was, it seemed like it was good, but there was a lot of bad things going on in it. And somehow, some way, shape, or form, whether you were informed of it or not, I don't see anything letting me know that you were informed of it. You said, hey, you know what? I don't care. I am going to guard my energy. I am going to see what is up here rather than down there. And see, you just lifted your hands up and you're like, woo, yeah, universe. So 4 plus 8 is 12, obviously. 12 is a big significant number here. You got 12, 12, and 12. So 12 seems to be a very, very prominent number. The one thing that I get is 12. So your 12th house. Your 12th house doesn't really show anything. So let's see what's opposite of your 12th house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so on a daily basis, there's supposed to be things that you're supposed to be removing out of your reality, out of your vicinity, out of your atmosphere, that aren't conducive to your thoughts of joy and contentment and abundance, right? Because when you think about the number 12 is connected to abundance. The collection of pixies can help you reach that abundance, but a lot of the times they can be mischievous when they aren't given a role, when they aren't given a job, or when they are just straight bored. So there could be people around you that are just straight bored, that need to be put into alignment in some type of way. I feel that you, Leo, know how to do that, because when it comes to leadership, charismatic leadership, and even inspirational leadership, you guys are the goats. So let's go ahead and get into the book and find out what we are learning here. So the Pook, let's see, he is part of the people, the ones that are the same as the soul shrinker and all of that. They're here to reveal to us that there are certain silver linings, right? So the Pook, it's a shape changer, good and the bad and the good, paradox, and resolution. So the Pook is a shape changer. He appears in whatever guise he thinks will be most confusing to you, obviously, depending on his purpose. Brian wrote, he weaves spells to bemuse our senses and confuse our judgment. He is a master of the arts of illusion and delusion, holding up a distorting mirror to reveal the bad and the good and the bad. Wouldn't be surprised if in the Rider Tarot 8 we had the devil energy come out, but I don't think it will, because it seems like you've already gotten past a certain sense of seeing the bad and the good, right? A lot of us, we have a pessimistic attitude and we see the bad and the good. Even though we know it's good, we try to look for the bad, right? So the Pook also wishes to show us the bad in what we think to be good, and vice versa. This may confuse us further and may help us to gain a more balanced understanding of how things really are. This may confuse, he is very against rigid mindsets, and in his own way encourages the development of inquiring minds. Ask questions. Don't just accept things at face value. Take it with a grain of salt. His true face, I'm not certain that a shape changer even has a true face, though he did hold still for long enough for Bryant to paint him. However, the Pook is very proud of the faces he assumes. With them, he offers us contradictions and paradoxes, and finds it all too easy to confuse our judgment, because we are often not thinking very clearly anyway. So for some of you guys, I feel like there is this necessity to have the positive influence around you, a positive collection of pixies, or a positive collection of people around you that have these magical traits that can help lift your spirits so that you can help lift everybody else around you. When we get the answer, usually by a burst of insight cutting through the confusion and paradoxes, it always seems so simple, and we wonder how we could have been in such a tizzy about so simple a thing. We wonder why everyone else doesn't understand this so very obvious thing. So, when he comes out in the reverse, there is a paradox that we are unable to solve at this time. Reorganizing the paradox helps us move closer to a solution for it. But the information or experience we need to resolve it is not yet available to us. So there's a prerequisite that needs to take place, which is probably this joy and contentment that you need to cultivate and build and set along inside yourself first, before it can actually manifest into your reality. The trick here is to avoid becoming bogged down by this. We need to get on with other aspects of our lives while acknowledging the difficulty here. If possible, we need to postpone related decisions and then relax about it, knowing that the insight we need will come, but we cannot rush it. In fact, trying to rush it usually only causes us to become more deeply mired in the confusion. Relax, wait, and stay alert, right? Fairies strip you up to give you a new perspective on the world, is what Brian writes. And that's actually very, very true and indicative of this reading here. A new perspective is being given to you. Actually, a new perspective has been given to you in the space of the physical reality. So now it's time to transfer it over to your thoughts and spiritual alignment, right? So we go to the fairies of the future. All right, fairies of the future, 33. Okay, so be here, be now, guidance, and moving forward is what the fairies of the future are about. The gnome on the gnome of now at the top of the card looks both ways simultaneously, something that would give a human a crick in the brain if he tried. However, the gnome has no particular problem with this, as fairies always have a sliding sense of past, present, and future. Anna in the center. Let me go ahead and put it a little bit closer. All right. So Anna in the center steps boldly forth, pregnant with possibilities and carrying the hazelnut that grants wisdom. Poogie above her crouches ready to take off and rush ahead, just as soon as she is sure what direction they are going, while the frog above her waits hoping to be kissed, just to see what will happen. Amalanthea on the left over here hesitates momentarily, not sure she is dressed properly or has her hair done right for the occasion. Nearly everyone looks to the future with cheerful optimism, which is something that you should be doing, Leo. For all of Anna's bold stepping forward, if you look closely, you can see that she has her eyes on the wise gnome king at the lower left. He seems sure of the way to go. He is relying on his gut sense to guide him, otherwise known as primitive intuition, knowing that this is his magic and it will serve him better than logic in the unknown future. That's this guy right here. Being a gnome, a son of earth, he is well grounded in reality, which is what it takes to have trustworthy gut feelings. Anna, being wise, or at least very nearly so, trusts him in this. Of course, she hasn't considered that where he wants to go may not be where she would like to be. Fortunately, he has considered that and is pointing her in the right direction. All right, so what this is explaining here, and of course, are you certain you are going in the right direction that you wish to go? Or are you merely following someone else's lead without being clear about your own direction? All right, so when this card comes in the reverse, what it is pointing to is the fact that there is somebody that's pointing the right way, right? But the thing about cards when they're in reverse is whoever this person is, yes, they may have had a good sense of where they want to lead you, but now they might be leading you in the wrong direction. Now, that is where you're supposed to trust your intuition, Leo, because then your intuition is supposed to lead you forward just like the gnome. That means that you will be traveling in your right direction, not somebody else's right direction, if that makes any sense to you. It may be that you need to consider a parting of the ways if the goals of others do not match yours, or if they seem to be headed in a direction that is not right for you. This is the moment to pause and consider your direction, Leo. Think of where you would like to be and who you would like to be in a quarter of a century from now. Ask yourself if those steps are considered ask yourself if those steps you are considering now are apt to take you closer to that goal or farther from it. Ask the wise gnome king to point a clear direction for you. So, what's being asked for here is to be able to see the good and the bad, and then allow for the gnome king to point you in the right direction that'll lead you to more good or more personal right, personal truth, or objective right or objective truth, right? The best way to go about that is to have joy in your heart, approach things with contentment, and do it with a joyful grin. All right, so going to the singer, we are actually doing pretty good with 16 minutes. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, so I'm just blazing a trail through this. All right, so the singer of chalice is about trust, joy, patience, creativity, hope, and miracles. Trust the universe. That's all you got to do. Trust the universe and understand what you need to understand and move forward how you know you need to move forward, because your intuition is telling you already. And you'll have joy, you'll have creativity. Not only will you have patience, because you understand that timing, it brings the prerequisites, and you understand that those prerequisites are normal and necessary for a situation to develop, right? So this singer holds the chalice from which a rainbow of energy pours like the richest wine. Trust, love, patience. These are the things we think of having or not having. We even give ourselves credit for having them, and as if we made them ourselves, and yet they are natural energies of the cosmos which flow through the chalice and through us when we are open to them, and flow around us when we are blocking them. So people often think that love and hate are two sides of the same emotional coin, but that isn't quite true. Love is not simply the absence of hate, nor is hate the absence of love. They are altogether different things and can easily be seen. When we are angry, it wears us out and leaves us feeling like less than we were. But when we love, it energizes us, and we feel larger and richer than we were before the burst of love began flowing through us. This is because anger comes from within, burning from our own substance, while love is the energy that flows through us, enlightening and expanding us. Oof. That is oh my God. That's a mind blow right there. I've had the wrong idea of love this whole time. That's interesting. All right. So Brian asked the fairies here actually the author asked Brian if the fairy name for this rainbow blissful feeling. They nod, smiling, and shrug. I get an unspoken feeling that if you have the feeling, you don't need a name, and anyone who hasn't got the feeling isn't going to understand a word for it. It's just one of those things, like the mystical experience of ecstasy, that we can talk about without understanding, or we can understand and not really explain to someone who hasn't already got it. So the fairies nod. Get it? So if you know, basically. Let's just put it that way. Now, with the helper of the singer of the chalice and the fairies, you too can get this one feeling that is all the good feelings in one. Unconditional love, trust, hope, patience, healing, and so on. Open is open. So be open. And if you don't know how to be open, ask, and the universe is right there to provide that. Trust is what enables us to be open to other parts of the song of the singer of chalice, and not only that, also the song of the piper. And that's just my own interpretation added to that. Without enough trust in the process to open our hearts, we close ourselves off from the singer and from the singers and the song, decreasing the amount of all those other powers and energies that we allow to flow through us. We can never close off any part of the song entirely, so this tells us that there is always a little bit of courage or hope or whatever we can find within ourselves, and use that as a key to open the door to more. You know what? That's actually one of the things that I've been learning upon my journey, and I feel like the best thing that I can describe that would allow you to receive this energy is unconditional giving and receiving. So number 30, the Laume. However, when if we can never close off our hearts or our energy to to either one part of the song or the song entirely, and this tells us that there's always a little bit of courage or hope or whatever we can find within ourselves and use that as a key to open the door, then what that's basically telling us is that if we give up, is because we chose to give up. The universe is always going to pass you something along that's just, it might be something minuscule, but it expands your heart so much that you just can't give up. Remember, I don't know if I put that video out, or maybe I put a post out on YouTube if I'm not mistaken, where I said I was going to close down my Facebook, I wasn't going to do these readings no more. And then later on that day, the universe brought me a person that I haven't seen in a while, and that person said that you probably don't realize it, and just saying this to me, you probably don't realize it, but you inspire more people than what you think you do. That right there was a message from the universe telling me, hey, you need to keep going. You cannot quit. And that right there is the singer of the chalice. These songs, they fill us with inspiration, just like regular music does, just like artists do with their music. And it is time for us to activate the singer of chalice within us. That's essentially the cups, the Ace of Cups. So I don't think the Ace of Cups will show up, but if it does, that would be very, very interesting. All right, so 21 minutes. All right, we're doing pretty good. I want to go ahead and go to the collection of pixies because they're calling out your name and my name. So the collection of pixies is about duty, willingness, joyful participation, and virtue. So, right, doing it with the joyful grin, being happy, being joyful. At the bottom of all of this, the pixies got to do what the pixies got to do, and one of the things a pixie has to do is dance. So it may be necessary for you to dance. Ooh, excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if the animal spirit cards brought out a card that the ability or the necessary action to take in order to bring it into balance is dancing or music or something like that, right? So these pixies are there to let you know that what is needed here is not only an awareness of duty, but a merry approach to it. So do it with a joyful grin, right? This job has to be done, so one might as well willingly do it, as opposed to being forced. I feel like for the majority of you guys already understand. You got to do it with a joyful grin. Actually, that is the action that you are taking, and you guys are moving forward with a very fast clip or at a very fast pace. So let's go ahead and start doing the Rider Tarot weight. Let's clarify these cards some more. I feel like we got a pretty good clarification here. We're gonna get more information, and we'll find out at this point what's going on. And then of course the energies of the animal spirit deck will just show us what you need to be in terms of energy or what's going on in your energy, and then fix us to that. So Knight of Swords in the reverse. I feel like regardless of these things that have affected you, I don't think you're feeling the anxiety anymore. I don't feel like you're rushing into things like you may have before, Leo. I feel like your passion is more towards understanding that trust and joy and actually doing it because you want to help people. That is where this energy lies. That's what's going to make you abundant. And the energy of the Knight of Swords is one of those swords that moves forward when it has just the right amount of information. I feel like there's some information that you don't know. Something you don't know. And that information is going to be revealed to you so long as you have that positive attitude. If you are looking to move, I don't think right now is the time to move. That message just came in right now for whoever that is. Four of Swords in your, Four of Wands in your feeling space is letting me know that the reason of why there's a sense of dutyness and a sense of understanding that there's a necessity to be here in the now is because this is what you're looking for. You're looking for contentment. You're looking for a stable. You're looking for something stable. You're looking for something from which to move forward from. I feel like maybe there's still some secrets abiding in your vicinity, in your atmosphere, in your energy. But regardless, I feel like there's energies of abundance. There's energies of joy. I feel like that's what's driving the physical energy that you're feeling. And I feel like maybe some of you guys have fallen into a sense of complacency, if that's possible, because that's possible within these situations where you start to have those good feelings. There might be even a little bit of compromisation, but regardless, I feel like things are stable because of that good attitude for you, Leo. So that's good. You guys are feeling good. You guys are feeling charismatic. You guys are feeling, I would imagine, in your energy, and definitely feeling emotionally stable. This card just straight jumped out. I was just talking about this to my girl, and talking about how if you go through all of the things that if you go through all of your insecurities and you're fine with your flaws and you actually use your flaws to turn them into strengths, this is exactly what's created. A King of Cups. Somebody who's very good in business, somebody who's very good with their emotions, somebody who doesn't make rash decisions. So Source is asking you, don't make rash decisions. Don't just jump ahead of the game. Make sure that you're understanding what it is that's being presented to you. Don't go into it anxious. Don't allow the anxious energy to even present itself anything, or to even dig itself into your energy. Your energies of confidence, of charisma, and your energies of proper leadership are what are going to allow you to have this this stability. But it's that joyful energy that's going to allow you to really move forward. Also, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning for you. So if you are wondering about whether changes are happening or not, they are. There's messages that are going to be coming in. Don't rush to conclusions. Go ahead and analyze those messages, and go ahead and move forward on them when the time is right. These cards jumped out, so these are things that universe is pointing out to you, and is wanting to alert you to them. This right here is what you don't want. This is clarifying to me that you had felt a lot of anxiety. You had felt a lot of just negative energies. Like you couldn't manifest quite a bit just because you had all of these fears, you had all of these thoughts, Leo. But I feel like it's all coming to an end. What's at the bottom of the Rider Tarot weight is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like for some of you, you had a male or a female with feminine type energy that was kind of upsetting and off balancing you, causing you to really take a look at your feelings. Now, because of that, you started to see the silver lining. You started to see the good and the bad. And I feel like because of that shift, just that shift alone, this is going to lead in a positive direction. The idea behind that is that you've had enough competition, or you've had enough battling, you've had enough fighting, right? You've had enough even just playful fighting. And what's ending up happening is that it's not leading you to any type of Ten of Cups situation. It's not leading you towards abundance. It's actually leaving you defensive. It's actually leaving you hurt, if that makes any sense. All right, Leo. So when 2 9s come out like that, be sure that whatever it is that you are working towards is what you want. Your own personal happiness tends to be one of those things here, because of the 4 of Wands. But I feel like just happiness and joy and trust in the universe in general is what you're really looking for. So bring your energy into balance, Sagittarius, and that is exactly what you will be headed into. All right, so now we will draw some cards from the Animal Spirit deck. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Animal spirit deck, what do you have to tell us, and what kind of energy do you have to impart on your Sagittarians today? All right, so fox energy, go ahead and be observant, Leo. Go ahead and observe everything in your reality. Look at the things that cause you anxiety. Look at the things that cause you pain. Of course, you're not going to say anything about it, Leo. We already know that when it comes to you, you like to keep that energy to yourself. You like to be strategic with what you're going to say, right? A Leo is very inspirational, so a Leo does have to pay attention to their word. The one the one thing that comes to mind is when you see the fox, what does the fox say, right? So the fox could say anything, honestly, that we don't know, but the fox could say anything because it's very, very observant of everything that goes on in its reality. So pay attention to all the things that are going on in your reality. Let me see if I could draw anything from the book, Fox's Earth energies. So let's go and see. Observe everything in your reality. Be smart, and I would say search for a mentor or somebody who can be a wise teacher in whatever subject you're moving into, Leo, because that's going to be a necessary aspect. Because a lot of the times we want to be magical, we want to be teachers ourselves to be able to teach others, but in order for us to teach others, we have to learn ourselves. So bring this energy into balance by creating a partnership and by creating a connection with somebody who reciprocates this energy. That is what's being told to you today. Don't be sneaky. Don't be unsure of your identity, and don't be unsure of other people's identity. Go ahead and look at what they're saying, and if it aligns with what they how they act, then you're looking at somebody who's genuine. All right, so so go ahead and allow the universe to guide you through all of these different situations that are going on. That's going to help you to remain less anxious about what's going on. It is a time of letting go of various different things, while at the same time, it is a time of transformation. Your Phoenix energy is rising, and that Phoenix energy is looking to burn and smolder everything that is not conducive to its flame. Actually, the act of burning things and getting rid of them, right, releasing various different thoughts and stuff like that, is what is fueling this Phoenix transformation. Ooh, you guys are getting a lot of cards that are popping out, Leo. You guys are getting a lot of messages. The biggest thing I see here is just dropping anxiety, dropping your sense of uncertainty by looking at the good and the bad, and understanding that things are happening for your highest good. Zebra energy, yep. Paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to the fire energy that's being lit up under your butt. Paying attention to patterns, paying attention to cycles, paying attention to your third eye, and paying attention to the fire that is within your third eye, right? The fire that is within your third eye is your vision. It is the vision that you hold within you that is your highest vision of whatever it is that you wish to complete in your lifetime before you leave. So that's what's being called into attention here. And that's why you're being taught to see the good and the bad in various different situations. So this zebra type energy, it's a very magical type energy. It's an energy that that allows you to really bring out your own inner magic. You know, the other creature that I can think of in this deck that has a pattern to it is the raccoon. And the raccoon teaches us that we have hidden talents and hidden traits. I don't think these talents and traits are hidden for you, Leo. I think that you already know you have them. You already have utilized them very well. And now it's time for you to utilize them even better. So the bear in the reverse. I feel like some of you guys have way too many thoughts, too many anxious thoughts, and too many thoughts of despair that are keeping you from moving forward. I feel like regardless of whether some of you guys have that joy within you, there is still something that's not being illuminated to you. And at the same time, it's because I think you're looking at the smaller picture, right? The smaller cycles, when you're supposed to be paying attention to the larger cycles. You're supposed to be paying attention to the overall pattern and trusting your intuition, because fire energy reversed is water energy. So paying attention to the larger cycle, paying attention to your feelings and your emotions as to how that pertains to this greater cycle is what you're going to be using in order to trust your intuition. And then of course, once that bear energy flips itself over, because it is upside down, the bear is significant of changes, new beginnings, right? Not just changes, but new beginnings, and actually getting yourself moving in the direction that you're wanting to move in. All right, so that was pretty well off. I like the message in that. I hope you guys are following still. And we are going to go ahead and roll these die. We're going to start off first with the sign energy to see what kind of energy you're going to be encompassing. All right, relationships. Libra type energy. We're going to go ahead and look at your astrology chart too, just to be able to see what your astrological energies are saying and how it ties into this reading. All right, so seven, if we're dealing with Libra. So one, actually Libra is your third house. There's nothing going on in your third house, although if you do communicate about various different things that you find beautiful and actually express it, and you find a way to make it fun for other people to observe it and to experience it, I feel like that's going to help you a lot, Leo. Scorpio type energy. So the right way to go about it is to really trust your intuition, trust that moon energy, trust that your intuition is going to bring you the truth, especially in the area of your household. I feel like some of these energies have been going on in your home. The 4 was actually outlined very well. Things that happen on an everyday level was outlined by 6. Your thoughts and your feelings around that situation of the home, or people who you consider your family, is what was driving this anxiety, keeping you from moving forward in a new direction. But your ability to be able to say, hey, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna have my 10 of cups, and I don't care how I get that 10 of cups, I'm gonna get there, right? That is the energy that you should be encompassing, and that's the energy that's working for you. Because after that, once you follow your own personal truth in what's going on inside your home, or family, your inner family, that opens up your connections to other people that are outside of your family, acquaintances and other people like that. Time for the sign energy. Planetary energy. So Mercury. Some of you guys might feel like you aren't able to fully express, or express it in a fun way. I feel like you just have to be assertive, and you just take on that charismatic energy and put it to best use, right? Also, be organized in the way that you do things on an everyday level. I feel like that's going to be playing a very, very big part in how you move forward. If somebody's trying to keep you from that, cut them off. Or rather, not cut them off, but ignore them, right? They might be telling you, no, go this way, but you know the direction that you're supposed to be headed in. Don't let anybody take you off track and take you somewhere else where you wouldn't want to go. And 1, 5. So 1, as being the main number, is saying move forward. It landed right on the top right edge of the bear. So the right way to go, on the top left edge of the bear. So the right way to go about it, and the energy that you should be holding in your hands right now is the assertive energies that you have when either you're charismatic, or the assertive energies of a Martian or Mars, right? There might be certain things holding you back from your dreams and aspirations, but do realize that those triggers hold the key to you moving forward on that front. Let's see. On an everyday level, since 6 is outlined here, start making changes that will build the life that you want. Do it in an organized way. That's why Saturn is here with the planetary energies. And be patient with your connections, please. A lot of these connections might be causing your stability to be off balanced on an everyday level. But these changes are necessary, though, Leo. These changes will bring about the changes that are necessary in order for you to be a better person, but for you to be in a space to inspire a lot of people, and at the same time bring that abundance and that security, not just emotional security, but maybe even financial security and that kind of thing. But I feel like this is more mental security to you. Yeah, like I was saying, be aware of your connections. You know, pay attention to the communication of your connections, because there's going to be some triggers. But regardless of those triggers, I feel like you're going to take it in a good way and in a positive manner. So with that, Leo, thank you for being here. If you guys resonated well with this, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that share button right down there if you feel like the information would be useful for another Leo, or for somebody who has Leo energy in their chart. Also, if you feel like all of this information resonates well with you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more stuff that comes with this channel. This is just going to be things that come off the top of my head too. Personal readings. For those of you guys wanting personal readings, go ahead and go into the description below. My Facebook is not open right now. However, you are still able to reach me on Messenger. So with that being said, this is your reading, Leo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it very, very useful. And I hope that you guys stay safe, stay free, and I will see you on the next episode. You guys take care. I love you all.